Hi, please find our daughter.
It did look like this. Hi, welcome back to the Oreo Bookclub, where we read one book per week, and we encourage you, obviously, to do the same. We publish a new video every Wednesday, and we will tell you which book we're reading next, so you can read it with us, and then come back to the video to talk about it. So which book did we read this week?
It was Dial A for Aunties.
Yeah.
So basically we're following our main character. She had, let's say that something happened to her.
A little accident.
And for people who didn't read the book, well, spoilers, but for people who did read, yeah, there was a murder. And basically she calls her mom, she calls her aunties, and she's like, hey, there's been a murder. So basically it's them like hiding the body
trying to,
and frankly shenanigans happen.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So, what do you think of the book generally?
Generally, I like the book for a very simple reason. It made me laugh. I don't really laugh in books. I don't know. I'm not like a type of person, but this one made me like laugh out loud at least 2 times.
Yeah. Okay. Mine the first time is okay. So basically, the mom, she wants to set up her daughter like with a guy. Okay. So she finds someone online and she kind of starts impersonating her daughter, and she chats with him, and basically, like so. Of course, he doesn't know. They go on a date. He's very like pervy. Then there's the accident. So when she gets back, she looks into the chat, and the mom basically was like dirty talking with a guy, but she didn't know she was dirty talking. So
she was sending like eggplant. He was like, oh, he's gonna cook for me. Give me those
yeah.
eggplants.
She was like, yes, I like a big one. And he's like, yeah, you like it. She's like, yeah. Or she was kind of like translating in her head. So sometimes it was like, oh yes, I'm very wet right now. He was like, okay, you're wet, huh? So she didn't know that she was just being so innocent, and it's like, and I laughed. I really did.
Oh, it was so funny.
I was like, oh god.
Yeah, there's so many funny parts where like you laugh out loud. Or you chuckle, but still you can laugh out loud, and that's rare for a book for me. I can't remember last time that happened. Oh, Aurélie Laflamme.
Oh my god, Aurélie Laflamme. For the non-Quebec viewers, Aurélie Laflamme was a phenomenon in Quebec. Like everyone read like Aurélie Laflamme.
Well, not like old 50-year-old men, but like young.
Oh yeah, teenagers. Like, we grew up with that one, so yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. One thing I did not really enjoy about the book is that it's too much. There's too much useless drama. But you have to appreciate for what it is, which is it's too much, right? But at one point it gets on my nerve. At first I was like, I get it. Like it's fun, it's funny. But at one point I was like, all right,
guys, it's serious. It's actually a murder. So basically we follow our main character, and we follow also her aunties and her mom. And basically it's very much, we're following the relationship, the dynamic between the characters. And frankly, it's how do I say that? Sometimes they were also caught up in their own drama, that I felt like they were just like, hey guys, there's a dead body. Like, who cares about who is the best auntie for now? Like, someone died. And I felt like sometimes they didn't like realize the consequences of their action. Like, they got, caught with a dead body because they were just like, yeah. But I mean, have you seen the way she baked that cake? And it's like, really?
Not important right now.
It's really not important. And at first, yeah, it's funny.
But after a while,
you're just like, okay, guys, like let's be serious,
Yeah, there's so many moments where I'm like, all right, this is clearly just to progress the plot of the story, but a real person would not have done that. Would not
be that stupid.
Yeah, so
surely.
It was annoying in certain moments, but at the beginning when it's fresh, it's very cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. What do you think about our main character?
Our main character, I mean, I'm not in her shoes. I wasn't brought up in an environment where like family is everything, But I get,
especially when you're like the good child.
When you're the good child, the person that has all the expectation. So I don't know what she's going through, but she's annoying to read. You're just like, can you have a little bit of agency with your life, please?
Backbone. Yeah. Not that she always obeys, but it's like sometimes it's like, girl, do you have your own? Do you have your own voice? Because she really doesn't. And basically, I feel like the 3/4 of the book, it's her reacting to things that are happening to her, and finally at the end of the book, she's like, no, I'm doing this, I'm actually taking a decision, I'm breaking my person. And I was glad to see that, because I was just like, goddamn woman, you have to own it up. And frankly, I kind of get it, because I come from a background that is very similar to that. And when I say similar, not like Asian, of course. I mean, I could have been adopted.
Yeah, you could have been adopted.
But I come from a Haitian family, and I mean, I was a golden child for a period, and then my mom realized that I wasn't smart enough, so now all of the expectations are on my little sister, and I see it. I see how we can like eat you up, because you're always trying to be that perfect like immigrant child, and because it's true, they suffered so much, and then they're putting so much expectation, and I get that. But maybe because I broke out of this mold, and it was very difficult, I feel where I don't have that much patience, because I'm like, girl, you're not a teenager anymore. you have to do it. So,
what did you think of the boyfriend?
That's what I was going to ask you. All right, so the boyfriend is Nathan. So basically, it's her one true love. They were dating in college, and then they broke up because he was like, hey, I got this job opportunity in New York. And she was like, I'm not ready for this. And I cannot abandon my family. They're starting this wedding business, because they are in wedding business. Yeah. And she was just like, you know what? Sorry, my bad. Let's break up. But she's been like, but it's still her one true love. Even like 5 years later.
Yeah, 4 years later, she's still like,
oh my god, I love him. Like nobody could ever compare it to Nathan. And of course, Nathan comes back, and he's, how do I say that? He's so perfect that it's
too perfect.
Yeah, he's too perfect.
Yeah,
it's annoying. Like the guy never does anything wrong.
He tells her like, oh yeah, I know you killed the guy. And he's fine with it. It was like, I assume you had a good reason, so I just don't care. It's like, and you would have asked a question.
While he's saying that, okay, he's the one who just got arrested.
For murder.
For murder. And she's just like, I'm the one who did it. And he's like, I know. She's like, what? He was like, well, yeah, I believe you would have a good reason. And also, the last time that we broke up, I didn't fight for you. So this is me fighting for you. And I was like, but you did nothing wrong.
Nothing.
I don't give a shit.
He was perfect.
But maybe because we're too old for that. Maybe younger would have been like, oh my god, he's the perfect guy. But now I'm just like...
Well, even now I'm like, he's too perfect.
He's way too perfect.
It doesn't exist. And that's what's annoying, right? It's you can't like him because he's too perfect. It's too
perfect. Like he could have been like anyone else. Like there was nothing...
He's no personality.
Yeah.
What did he like in life? Tell me. He likes hotels.
Because he's an hotel manager?
Yeah.
Owner, something like that.
What is he like in life?
Well, he loves her. And this is what matters,
oh,
alright?
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, he has no personality is what I'm getting to.
So, the romance kind of felt meh.
Yeah, I didn't care about it. Honestly, I did not care really for any characters.
Yeah, because again, the aunties were so extra that it kind of gets on your nerve at the end, because again you're just like, dead body, or do you really again they don't seem to realize the situation they are, and yeah
there's one point that they're being held hostage, and they're just like chilling, playing like backgammon or whatever, making tea, and they're like, stop being rude to like the person that's taking us hostage. It's like,
come on, guys.
Please.
She's like, you know what? Sure, she's taking us hostage, but she's working for her goals.
Yeah, and she's
as you should. Our main character is like, what? And at the time you're reading it, and you're just like, come on, guys.
Yeah, that's not realistic. But it's fun to read, but it's not realistic, So
imagine you were reading that, and the mother sees her own daughter being held up by gunpoint, and she's just like, you should be like the gun owner. It's like, come on.
It never happened.
Come on, I could have seen like, no, not my daughter. At least, I don't know.
Yeah, something.
But I guess it had to be, maybe because it's that, because it always had to be funny. There were no like heart in the book.
The only time I felt heart was when she was in the car stuck with the creep. At that moment, I was like, oh, I'm feeling the uncomfort that she's feeling.
Okay, so being uncomfortable like that.
Yeah,
okay, see.
But you're right. After that, it was always so funny, or it wanted to be so funny, that it didn't have any depth to it.
there was one time, did you like felt it in your car? Once she has a fight basically with her mom, with her aunties. Did you feel that fight? It was, that big like fight, like, hey, like, I want to live my life this way and I'm sick and tired of living my life this way and I'm blaming you for that. Did you feel it?
I mean, I felt it in the sense that I was annoyed. I felt an emotion, which is good, but I was just annoyed with her because I was like, they didn't do shit. You all brought this onto yourself and didn't have a backbone to stand up. So, like, I get you're mad, deal with it, but don't put that on anyone else but you.
Because again, it's the whole like, of course, we're not Asian. We're not like in that community. We don't have the same experience, her life experience. And I know it's not easy to break away from your family, especially again when you're the golden child and when like everybody's expectation is on you. But at the same time, when you read that kind of character and they're just being so passive, it's
annoying.
It's annoying to read because you're just like, you wanted the character to do something, to act some type of way. So when you read someone that is just passive all along, like if let's say, she had been the best friend and we were kind of like following like her story, but like from afar, but we're still following our other main character, I wouldn't have been as annoyed because, I'll be like, oh yeah, it's her, she's still like in the same situation as she was at the beginning of the book.
Yeah.
But at the same time, how the book is made, we're following basically like a night and one big day, which is like the wedding day. So at the same time, we don't have like a lot of freedom for
character.
No,
it's one day.
Like, what can you do in a day? I mean, sure, a lot of things happen, but at the end, it's a day. So
yeah, and she did kind of break off of the mold at the end of the day, which good for her.
But would she have broken out of the mold if Nathan wasn't there?
I don't think so. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I don't mind that. In the best of worlds, my girls would get free without men. All right, that's fair, but we're not in that scenario, and I get that she needed a reason, and if it's Nathan, then so be it. Alright, so in the book there was one big twist, if we can call it that.
Yeah, there were some notable, but like the big one at the end.
Yeah, what did you think of it?
Alright, so the one that we're talking about is the fact that Maureen is actually in love with Jacqueline. I know, a scandal. Frankly, I loved it.
Yeah.
I was in it. I remember when I was reading it, I was like, is it gay? Oh my god, it's gay! Yes! They're in love! And I love the fact that Maureen was a little bit, not a little bit, that was actually in love with Jacqueline. I was like, yeah, I could see it through the book. When you close it, and you're just like, okay. Jacqueline, though, I mean, I guess she was hiding it really well. Yeah, never felt that love. But frankly, I was happy with them because you read through the book and you see a little bit of Jacqueline's fiance. Oh. And he seems like such an asshole.
He's trash.
And we see a little bit of Jacqueline and she seems like a fun, loving woman. So you're just like, why?
I mean, you get why. Their family are both like owners of big company that if they merge, it's like, oh my god, the world is at their feet. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense. But I'm glad that they choose love and that it was the two women together that were best friends and like, it was cute.
I mean, when you think about it, so basically Maureen...
the way she did it wasn't cute.
She's all like, hey, I'm gonna steal that stuff, stop the wedding, and...
Yeah, instead of just
what was the plan at the long time?
I'm so confused, but like, she could have just gone to Jacqueline like, hey, I need to tell you before you get married that I love you. That's it. Instead, she went to like steal her wedding gifts that are worth millions of dollars with like a dude that she met that is a florist.
Yeah, like whatever, man.
Yeah, it was a weird plan. I don't get it. But one thing about the murder that was very annoying to me. So once again, because the book wanted so much to be funny, it didn't have any depth to it, right? Mm. But one thing that annoyed me to no ends in that one was the sheriff. So
that was convenient.
There's a murder, they found the body, and the sheriff is like that old sheriff dude that doesn't believe in
technology.
Yeah, so he's like, oh, I don't care about DNA, I'm not gonna like preserve the scene of crime, and like, very convenient.
That was very, and like straight up he tells it like that.
Yeah.
He kind of made me feel, I mean, true, his name is Sheriff too, but one of us is like Western old sheriff guy who's like, I only believe in my instinct. Like, it really was like that. He he was stupid too. He basically they kind of just invent that story at the end, and he kind of feels overwhelmed. I mean, maybe it was like his first murder case, you know. So I guess maybe we'll have to like give him some slack, but
still, like I'm not even a police officer, and I know to preserve a scene
the
of
crime
crime.
scene. Yeah.
Like, it's not rocket science. So it was just very convenient for the writer to be like, I don't know how to get them away of this situation, so I'm just gonna like find a cop that doesn't believe in anything.
And that's it. And because if it was like an actual cop, yeah, they would have been caught. They would have been caught because again, they were so like obvious.
They were so bad.
Oh my god! Like they are the last people that if I kill someone, I would call her. Like we would know what to do. Of course, babe.
Because like she ain't no snitch. Like the police could like interrogate her for 5 hours. She would just be like, I know what you're talking about.
No habla francés. But you know what? At the end of the day, I feel like our main character has her conscience that is clear. She gets engaged to, you know, Nathan because Nathan was, of course, always waiting for her to come back. And
that's another thing that's very convenient because Nathan is described as like a sexy Adonis, beautiful piece of a man, and like he never got over her. He never touched or looked at another woman. He just was waiting for her.
How could he? You know, she's so phenomenal. I guess.
See why? Because we don't see their relationship, right? They're not like joking with each other. They're always just kind of awkward.
There's been like 3 big flashbacks.
Yeah, and they're together at that point.
Yeah, like the first one's like, I'm in love with him. They get to a party and he's like, yeah. And she's like, oh, and they kiss and that's it. Second flashback, they're visiting the parents, but again, he's being like a sweetheart, and she's just like hurting him because she didn't want to present him to her parents yet. And the third one is the breakup. So
yeah, so we didn't see any of their relationships, so we don't get why they're so in love with each other. We get why she's in love because he's perfect. But him,
I would have loved to see him like like somewhere in the book when he thought that she was with someone else, he was kind of pissed off. But again, I felt like the author was kind of afraid to make him like actually mad or, you know. I would have loved though to see that. Yeah. Just him being a human.
Exactly.
You know, not just a cardboard of like fresh abs and beautiful eyes and a perfect smile.
Last question. In the most important one. You answered it a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But except for me, who would you call to solve? Well, if you had to bury a body.
Most of my friends are snitches. Not gonna lie.
Sure.
And I feel like they would kind of be scared to like handle a body. It's like, okay, look, if let's say, you know, the police finds the body, I'll go down by myself, you know? I won't, I'll find a way. But I feel like I only have one, so shout out to you, Lulu. Love you, girl. And I would help her to bury a body.
You would.
Mm-hmm. What about you? What would you call?
So except for you, because you ain't no snitch, call my mom and my dad. I know, but listen.
Oh, look, guys, you have to understand. Her mom, like she said, she's that very spiritual and bohem and I believe in auras type of person. And her dad is everything that is opposite. Like everything. Yeah. Like you look at those two people and you're just like, you were in love once. I don't get it.
How?
How did that happen?
Yeah.
Like
I've been trying to figure it out for 25 years. I couldn't tell you. But here's the thing, they both love me very well.
True.
And so I feel like if I called them, my mom would be a very like hard defender of me.
Yeah, she was.
So like the police could not approach me without getting their head ripped off. And my dad would be very cold, I feel.
Oh yeah, he would be.
He would be a very cold, calculated, like, I will destroy you type of person.
I think he would both would go to prison for it, but I feel like your dad could. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm sure he would get some good lawyers too. So.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like I'm very well backed with both my parents, but here's the thing. It would be hilarious to see them try to like act with each other.
It really would be.
Looking back, it would be good memories, you know?
Just my mom and my dad and the dead body.
Good times. So, what is your rating?
Mine would be, and again, maybe it will irk you, but I feel like 2 stars, so I know. So I mean, I won't remember it.
Honestly, I won't remember it tomorrow either. It's not that it's a bad book. It's funny. We laughed, but there's nothing
no
deep
depth
that came to get me and like suck me in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I won't remember it tomorrow.
So what do you think about it? If you want to share something or anything like that, just leave it in the comments.
If you want to fight us with your rating, then go ahead.
Then we'll fight, okay?
Oh, fair. She will fight you. Alright, and what is our next book? Our next book is my choose. It's my pick, actually.
Oh, it is?
It is. Because okay, she's very scared of everything that is trailer related. She is a little bit.
I tried, guys. I tried.
So I decided to read Verity, which is very popular and is supposedly kind of scary, a little bit. Just a little thriller, you know?
Because she hates me.
I love you so much. I want your heart to become stronger. And yes, I want you to live forever, baby. So I'm trying to work on that cardio, you know?
Well, that's a weird way to show someone that you love them.
By torturing them. Exactly. So, Verity is going to be the next book that we read. If you're scared or anything, I'll put the trigger warning on the screen for Verity. So if you're not comfortable, obviously don't read it. But she will. And she will hate every second of it, I hope. I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
I'm really not. I'm so excited. If you want to read it with us, obviously do. We will be back here next week to talk about it. So until then,
see my loves.